Mama, allow me to say something brief on examination malpractice, just on top of what the chairperson has already said, that the board has succeeded in delivering question papers safely to all examination sitting centers, thanks to the collaborative efforts and support of the district, the chief administrative officers, and the district officials, that is the district inspectors of schools and the district education officers. Chair, in appreciation of this particular release, that's the reason why we have two representatives of the district inspectors of schools, the chairperson of the forum, who is the district inspector of schools, Mbarara, and their general secretary, who is the district inspector of schools, Folira. Mama, if you recall the video clip I showed while we were briefing you, the man who was speaking in that video is this gentleman, the district inspector of schools of Lira, whom you saw literally sailing his car across a flooded section of road. He wasn't driving anymore, he was just sailing the car because I thought it was going to sink. Apart from this, we also have the other local governments and the police. Examination malpractice, Mama, has now taken a brazen form where scouts and invigilators are bribed or threatened with physical harm if they do not cooperate by the school directors and head teachers to allow teachers to assist candidates directly in the examination room. Mama, you will also recall a picture we showed when we were briefing you of one teacher who was caught in the act of conducting a lesson during the examination. Honorable Ministers, you've heard from the chair, this is sad, particularly as that some of our would-be partners in the district education offices are becoming complicit in this and other professional acts. We shall have very detailed discussions with these partners of ours to see how sanity can be restored and we go back to conducting examinations as we have known them to happen. I'm grateful, Mama, to our dedicated security team that has worked so hard on these cases of examination malpractice. As the chair reported, a number of arrests have been made, and we are glad that as I speak now, some of them are already serving jail because they have been convicted and sentenced. Others are on remand waiting for appearance in court in various parts of this country. In accordance with Section 5, subsection 2B of the UNEB Act, Cap 259, the board will withhold the results of these affected candidates pending completion of our investigations. And where there will be a prima facie case, the board's tribunal, the Examination Security Committee, will accord all the affected candidates a fair hearing before making the final decisions, which decisions, Mama, may unfortunately culminate in the cancellation of some of these results. As we analyzed the cases, the districts where these cases are coming from, we have noticed that the districts of Kisoro, I'm very surprised because Kisoro has been a very safe district in terms of exam malpractice. We don't know what happened, but many cases have come from there. Kampala, Mukono, Namutumba, Kasanda, where the district inspector of schools himself was arrested, Buyende and Kaliro, among others, have contributed to the biggest number of candidates whose results will be withheld. Ma'am, I want to salute the leadership of Chenjojo, Kabarole, and Bundibujo districts, from where most of the cases were emanating. Mama, you remember previously, about 3 years ago and back, each time we were here, you'd know that the majority of cases were from Kabarole, Chenjojo, Bundibujo, and sometimes Kasese and Chegegwa, the Rwenzori region. I think that a great change of heart appears to have taken place. And also particularly in the case of Chenjojo, Mama, I want to report that when the results of the 2024 primary living exams were released, the Chief Administrative Officer of this district took very, very stern measures on the head teachers of schools that perpetuated this vice. Although they went to court and threatened him, he stood firm with his local council 5 chair, whom they also threatened not to vote because of that. But that was one of the results I was very, very keenly watching out for, and I was glad to know that the chair was re-elected, despite the campaigns that had been waged against him by the group of teachers, thinking that they would influence the election. So these two persons, leaders, took very stern action, and this year we don't have a single case that has been reported from this district. And I want to think, Mama, that if the other leaders in other districts took similar measures on these cases, this issue of examination malpractice would be a thing of the past very, very quickly. Mama, allow me to express our gratitude. First of all, I must give thanks and praise to the Almighty God for His blessings upon us. Mama, we dedicated each stage of the examinations process to God Himself in prayer, and I believe that He answered us each time. And I think, Mama, that is why we are here today, because of His blessings. To Him be the glory, I pray. Mama, the examination period found you already very busy supporting His Excellency the President as he traversed the country, delivering messages of hope and prosperity to our people during the presidential election campaigns. My chair has already said. But we knew that wherever you are, that despite your very hectic schedules, you found time to pray for the successful conclusion of the examination process. That, Mama, has come to pass. The exercise was successful, and we are here to give you the proceeds of that success. And I join my chairperson in expressing our profound gratitude to you, Mama. I'm grateful to the board under the very to the very able leadership or stewardship of the chairperson, Professor Celestino Obwa, and his board for providing good governance and creating the environment that allowed management to perform its role efficiently and effectively. I want to thank the Chief of Defense Forces, the Inspector General of Police, and heads of other security agencies that gave us the security, the cover that we needed for a smooth conduct of the examination. Chair, we have invited 2 officers from the Army and the police. They have been introduced to you. But in my own way, I like them to step forward again in the open and greet you with the kind of salute that they only know. Their names were read. Brigadier General Christopher Columbus. He is not the one who invented, who discovered America. It was somebody else. I am grateful, Mama, to the Chief Administrative Officers, District and Urban Education officials who worked very closely with us to ensure that counterpart funding, logistics, and personnel were mobilized for the examination process. Mama, I want to report that there are still some local governments that do not budget for the conduct of the PLE administration and depend solely on the contribution from UNEB. Mama, in such districts, the shortage of funds severely constrains the proper conduct of the examination. Heroes, sorry, I was interrupted by a piece of paper here. Those unsung heroes, Mama, who do everything tirelessly to ensure that the board's mandate is fulfilled. Mama, they spare no efforts in the service of their country. They were introduced, but I want them to stand again. I'm doing it myself. Thank you very much, my dear colleagues. I thank the examiners who worked so hard to complete the marking in good time, despite the very busy campaigns that were going on at the time. We had time to concentrate and mark. And then I also thank the institutions that offered their premises for us to mark from. I wish to appreciate the efforts of the parents and guardians. Mama, the board greatly appreciates the support Parliament, particularly the Education and Sports Committee of Parliament, in appropriating the funds to facilitate the board's work. And of course, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development for the timely release of these funds. Ma'am, allow me to say something about how these results will be collected. Results for each examination center will be uploaded on the center portals, Mama, as soon as you officially release them. However, district, municipal, and city inspectors of schools may wish to collect the hard copies, and these hard copies will be available from UNEB offices in Ntinda from Monday, the 2nd of February, 2026. Please, DISs, do not go there this afternoon. We will not be there to serve you. Parents, candidates, and other interested parties may use the short messaging service, SMS, on MTN and Airtel mobile networks. Results of the candidates will be posted on their mobile sets instantly if the correct procedure is followed. We advise as follows: that on your phone, go to the messages menu, then you type PLE, you leave space, and type the full index number of the candidate. And then you send to 6600. If you do this correctly, you should be able to get the results almost instantly. But I like to say, usually the moment Mama releases the results, all mobile phones in the country will be typing PLE and trying to get the results. So the networks may be a little busy, and so it might take you a few more seconds to get the results, but they will be there. I urge the heads of centers to study the result lists and submit any queries on, for example, spelling of names or the date of birth, if they feel that there are errors on this, to UNEB within 2 weeks from the date of release. I conclude, Mama, by praying that God blesses His Excellency the President in the new term that he will soon start. Mama, I also pray God to bless you as you continue, hopefully, to steer the Ministry of Education and Sports. I'm praying for that. May God bless UNEB, bless our Parliament, and bless our motherland, Uganda. Mama, thank you very much for listening to me. I submit my report. Mama, we have provided some statistics that are showing in districts, and unfortunately we did not combine the municipalities together with the districts because these are also different local governments. So we have shown the districts and municipalities separately. Those that have become city, please forgive us if we still refer to you as municipal, MC, meaning municipal council. You are a city council, you know it. So we have shown Division 1, 2, 3, Division 4, and Division U. Mama, what is really of concern to us are the percentages of Division U shown in the second last, the column under Division U, and the percentages. There are districts that are posting extremely high percentages, almost a quarter of the candidates are failing. 24.5, for example, on page 1. You'll see, I think that is Bundibujo, and there are other districts that are posting equally very, very high percentage levels. But I'm also glad to note, Mama, that there are districts that have been posting very high failure rates. One district is Kwen. Kwen used to be 37%, but now that failure rate has come down to below 20. So I think something good is happening there, and something like this can also be replicated in other districts to reduce the number of candidates who are ungraded. Then also of concern, as you have often said, Mama, is Division X. These are the children who registered but did not show up for the examination for various reasons. We hope some of these reasons can be mitigated so that as many of our children who register for examination are able to appear and sit the examination. I thank